Shalab, on this podcast, tell the truth. We've had 3 kids, all of which we raised in New York. How many times do you remember getting up at night and changing diapers or giving a kid medicine or any of it? How many
really
times?
regret
3
that I did
children.
not. If
No,
I
but
could do
answer
it all
it
over
in
again.
numericals. How many times do you remember doing it?
Okay, I don't remember doing it.
So, what would the number be?
0.
Hello, namaste, Zarna Garg family podcast here. So excited. All 5 Gargs are in the house and we're ready to go with a sizzling hot topic. We're not going to agree. You're not going to agree. Everybody's going to leave angry. Let's get right into it. Let me introduce my family. My husband of 26 years, Shalab Garg, Wall Street veteran. My daughter who just graduated college, Zoya Garg. My son who just finished freshman year in college, Bridge Garg, and my middle schooler, Veer Garg. The topic is, do you regret having kids? Are you planning to have kids? Depending on your age and circumstance. Do you
Hold on,
regret
do you
having
mean
kids?
do you or do you mean do we?
Do we? Oh, yeah. We.
Do we regret
Yeah.
having kids?
Yeah, do we, Shalab?
I mean, it depends on the kid, I guess.
Oh.
Whoa, that's wild. Also, this is the first time you said graduated college, and I feel so old. I mean, there are people.
Because you are so old.
Because you
Okay.
are old, that is true.
I feel very young in my heart, and
By the way,
yeah.
for the viewers, I have a story time. So essentially, before I was born, I don't know what year it was. It was like 2009, whatever it was. They presented my siblings with an idea. The idea was that, okay, guys, do you guys want another sibling or do you want a dog? So, you guys luckily chose sibling, and it turned out to be Veer Garg, me. Whereas
Yes.
it could have been a dog.
Yes.
I could have been a dog.
Yes, it would have been a dog named Veer.
Or they were also deciding whether or not to adopt a kid, right?
Yes.
That's true. Your mother.
That you
had
actually
really
you should
come-
talk about that. Why did you guys want to adopt?
Yeah.
It was a big
And-
thing for your mom. I didn't really care that much about adopting, but I mean, I do today, to be honest. I think it was a good idea that I didn't appreciate it at the time off, but it was your mother's idea that
Yeah.
she really wanted to adopt. And I had told her that as a third, we can have the choice of adopting. But then she said, if I have a boy, I want to have my own. If I have a girl, I would rather adopt.
No, that is not what happened. Your dad has
What?
selective memory.
Well,
That's what
I
she said.
remember.
First
what
of
I
all, we
remember-
went to India to look into adopting, and we found
was
out
really hard. It
that
was
we
really
were
hard.
no, not hard. We were barred from adopting because
Yeah.
we had 2 kids and one of each sex. There are many rules about who can adopt from India and who
That's
cannot,
true.
and all of that. And we found out that we couldn't. We went to several agencies. We looked into it quite seriously. And then it was like, okay, now do we want a bigger family, or are we just happy with the 2 that we have? And or have a pet, or even maybe like a summer house. Those were the
What pushed you into having? Why did you want a bigger family? Most
Because-
families end it too.
no, because we
because we
yeah.
got married very young and had kids very young. So we thought that by the time we are still very young but older, the 2 of you would have left the home.
No,
And-
that is not the reason. Shalab, what are you even talking
Can I
about?
just say
We
it's
had another
still-
kid because we wanted you guys to have a full family.
Oh, that's true. That's
Yeah, like we don't have any cousins and things in America, and we really missed it. And we were like, if you guys want to feel like you have family in America, we will have to birth it ourselves.
Were you guys hoping for any different genders?
Well, Bridge said that Bridge, I remember when he was little, when he was posed the question, said, if it's a girl, I want a dog, but if it's a boy, we can keep it. And he said it in those words. So
Yes.
thank God, Veer, you turned into a boy.
I mean, I don't think another girl would have worked in this family because Zoya would have killed her.
I would have killed her. It
Yeah.
would have never worked. I mean,
Yeah.
I just would have been so... If I was reduced in attention by even one drop, I just would lose my mind.
I'm glad
sharing
you acknowledge
clothes.
and accepted, Zoya.
No,
which
I
is
know
why
myself.
we play favorites, and whether or not we want to have a cause is depending on the person and the kid.
Okay, so...
But do you want kids?
Do I want kids? Of course I want kids.
Why? No, it's not, of course.
Why is
Wha-
it not of course?
Because a lot of people your age do not want kids. They're overwhelmed by the responsibility. They think it's expensive. They think it's too much sacrifice. But you seem like this is something.
I mean,
you
I
want.
don't know a single person my age that doesn't want kids, to be honest with you.
I know a lot of people who don't want
What?
kids. I know a lot of girls who don't
I don't know a
want kids.
single one, but everyone I know,
I
in
mean,
my
it's a
entire
bigger
like-
decision for a girl to have a kid than a boy, right? Because she loses a significant period of her time in her life.
Like a decade minimum.
No, not a decade. Like, how
No,
is it a
Dad.
decade?
If you, okay, can I explain something? So my mentor just had a newborn, and I was staying with her for a few days, and I was helping her with this newborn. By the way, I quit within like 48 hours because it was so insane. First of all, you have to breastfeed every 3 hours for multiple months on a hand.
Well, that's if you don't use formula, right? Or
You
something.
can't use formula, can you?
Okay, we're not going to get into the details of
Okay.
it. It's a lot of work, whether
It's
it's
a
this
lot
or
of
that.
work.
It's not like you give birth to the kid and put it in a drawer and forget about it. It's a constant 24/7 all-encompassing event,
And
and
then
it
the
is
reason-
My
That's
mom
such a-
did
that's
offer
such
to
a
help
way
you,
of
just
thinking.
wouldn't let her help. Do you
Okay.
remember it?
Yes.
Do you remember it?
Yes.
She so many times with each
Wait,
kid
actually,
said,
I have another
I can
question.
come over, stay and help. And you said no every time.
Right, because
Mom and
she's
Dad.
very helpful historically. I'm just
I know, I agree with you. That's why I don't know why you said no every time. And, the poor woman couldn't come. She even came to visit a few times that you would not let her help.
Every time she came, she got upset that you had to do anything and you did nothing. You
I was
literally
working.
Sh-
You say that to me
oh,
today.
Oh, Lord.
oh.
I am working. How is
Okay,
it
mom,
different?
mom.
And
Oh,
I'm
Lord.
still working and I'm taking care of all my
No,
responsibilities.
no. I meant differently. I'm saying what you say today to me that I am working is what I said to you then that I'm working.
Yeah, but I'm saying that I am working and taking care of all my other responsibilities, which is not what you did when you were working.
What are the responsibilities?
See, there you go.
Wow.
Okay.
What?
In 3 kids, Shalab, on this podcast, tell the truth. We've had 3 kids, all of which we raised in New York. How many times do you remember getting up at night and changing diapers or giving a kid medicine or any of it?
I
How many
really
times?
regret
3
that I did
children.
not.
No,
If I
but
could do
answer
it all
it
over
in
again,
numericals. How many times do you remember doing it?
okay, I don't remember doing it.
So what would the number be?
0.
Mom and Dad, I have a question for you guys. Would you guys help raise our grandchildren?
No.
Or your
No,
grandchildren?
no,
No.
0 chance. I'm not doing it.
No.
So that, Dad,
Why
how do
wouldn't
you
you
expect
want to?
your mom to help you raise your children?
She could have
if
run
you wouldn't?
anything anyway, Veer. She did nothing. She was not helpful at all. She actually can't help because she doesn't know how to do anything. She doesn't do anything in her own house in India. She has 5 people working for her. What is
Wait,
she going
why-
to do?
That's a
in
bit
India?
of an exaggeration.
Why
if
would
I
you
could
not
say that.
want to? I don't understand that. If I
I mean,
had grandkids, I would want to help them raise them.
visiting you guys and having some fun time with the grandkids is one thing. Helping is a lot more of a responsibility beyond that.
Dude, Bridge, Veer, you guys don't know all that is involved in this newborn stuff.
Yeah.
It is actually a behemoth. Even traveling with a newborn, you want to know what takes up the most space in the carry-on? I know Mom knows, but okay,
A stroller?
if you had to guess on this
Diapers?
podcast what the hardest thing to carry in like quantity was, what do you think it is?
Diapers.
Oh, okay, Bridge got it. I thought it was really hard. Anyways, you have to basically carry thousands of diapers internationally. Do you know how much volume each diaper takes? Do you know how much volume? It's literally a ginormous suitcase. One baby has 4 suitcases minimum.
Yeah, no, it's a lot. And it's Bridge. The thing is that it's not that why wouldn't you help? We see a lot of parents being abused. The kids, to save money on
Yeah.
help, will be like, you do it. You're the grandparent. You should love them enough. No. First of all, I'm done raising anybody's kids. I'm being very upfront and honest. It took 15, 16 years of my life went into raising the 3 of you. I have no desire to raise anybody. I will visit, I will play with the kid for a few minutes, and I will return the kid to you with a gift and exit the chat.
And take
That's
cute
what's going to
pictures.
happen. And your dad, I mean, he doesn't even like he can answer for himself. Shalab, are you gonna,
I would just want to take cute pictures. That's all.
that's it. Yeah, selfies only. Because we have seen what happens to parents here in the name of help raising the kids. Before you know, I literally have friends who are like, their kids are leaving their grandkids with them and say, oh, we want to go to
Yeah.
China for 10 days because we want to see the world.
But
Here,
Bridge,
good
to
luck.
be fair,
It is
I'm not
abusive.
expecting you or any of my kids to raise me in my old age either.
No, that's not true. Strike that. That's not true. Why would you say that? The
I'm
two are
saying for
not
myself.
related. The two are not related.
Why is it not related?
Because we already did the work of raising them.
I
It
know,
has nothing to do with
and
us
they will
raising.
do the work of raising their own kids, pass it
No,
on to the generation.
That is, Shalab, I don't know when you became so American.
I know Mom is
Yeah.
100% does not regret having kids because she is extremely afraid as a mother of losing her children and not being extremely close with them when she gets older.
Yes.
No,
This is
no.
probably
Afraid is a very strong word. I don't know
No,
if it's-
Dad,
No,
she's
it is
definitely,
afraid.
it's definitely, she brings it up every day.
No, I don't. What are you talking about? Don't
But why
Every
would you
day
say
it could
be
afraid?
needy.
She may want it. Afraid makes it sound as if it's a necessity.
No, but
when
it
it's
is a
very-
necessity for her. It's a necessity for us too, but it's a necessity for her.
That's yeah. I'm not afraid of anything. Fine, go live your life then if you want. I'm not gonna chase you guys if that's what you mean.
See, literally, this is what happens. She's most afraid of Bridge.
Yeah, he's the one most likely to go sideways.
It goes sideways.
Yeah,
What does
yeah.
go sideways mean?
Make some sort of crazy decision that cuts you off from the family or something. I don't see Zoya doing it and I don't see Veer doing it, but I definitely think Bridge
Well,
is high
Vivi
risk.
can't do it.
Why?
It won't
Why?
work.
Why?
Because
You're way
she
too
has,
connected to mom.
I said it multiple times. She has an insane dependency on mom.
No, I don't.
No.
You 100% do.
We've been really.
You-
Lately, we've only been speaking a few times.
That's
Did.
you know what happened 2 days ago.
Or
Vivi
Rafi.
moved into her apartment, and when she moved into her apartment, of course, like everybody else, there was 100 million issues. They were freaking her
How
out.
do
and she
you
was
know
going through
about
the whole
this? I
thing.
didn't tell you.
And the first thing that she did was call mom, and mom had to sit with her on the phone for hours, helping her through her anxiety and fixing her apartment. She's a Stanford graduate. She couldn't go on ChatGPT or any other program to figure it out for herself. She had to call mom and had to get her support.
Well,
Just so you
I
guys
got
know.
her emotional support. I did end up figuring out how to get internet, figuring out the IKEA delivery. By the way, never get a house, basically. Forget kids. Just move in with your parents. Honestly, just move in with your
Yeah.
parents.
Oh no, that option is not open. People just assume they can move back into my house. No, that is not an option. You're
What
gonna
if she
live in
paid
your
rent?
house.
What? Yeah.
What if she paid real rent, not some discounted fakakta? Here's $2. You want to pay real rent? We'll talk about it.
I also
Because-
heard that a lot of parents sometimes, like I met this one woman who said, my kids pay me if they want my child labor.
Yes, correct.
I think
Would
that's a
that
good
be
idea.
an option available?
No,
And yeah,
not for me.
expensive premium pay, not discount.
Expensive premium pay.
Well, how much
Yeah.
would it cost per hour?
A lot. Whatever your regular nanny or babysitter, triple that.
Do
Because
you
I
view-
actually care.
Yeah.
do you
that's
view your kids as an investment? Like when you
Yes.
had us, were you thinking these kids will eventually grow up and be working for not working for you specifically, even though that's how it turned out, but just working with you and making sure to repay our debt?
Yes,
I did.
That's
not think
right.
That way.
I did.
Why don't you think that way?
Your
though?
dad can afford to say he did not because he knows I've been watching out for it my whole life.
So, Dad, what
So
was your
I
he
don't
can
think
purpose?
it's
just
fair,
be a
Zarna.
good
Like,
cop.
I think you let me talk for myself, or
Okay.
I'll just stay shut. Because if you're gonna contradict me on everything that I
Okay,
say
so
for
then
myself,
explain to them what your plan is. This is an ad by BetterHelp. Have you noticed that everybody's a therapist now? Everybody's got an opinion about everything. Cold plunge, eat raw, don't eat raw, cry, don't cry. No, this is not the way to get real help.
And not everyone's a therapist, and using actual trusted resources can really help cut through the noise and help you get the help that you need.
And it's easier than ever. At the click of a button, you can get a therapist. There are how many therapists on BetterHelp.com?
30,000 therapists, and they've helped over 5 million people globally.
And you know it works because they have a 4.9 rating out of 5 with 1.7 million client reviews. That's insane.
That's insane.
actually insane. And you can switch therapists anytime you like.
As the largest online therapy provider in the world, BetterHelp can provide access to mental health professionals with a diverse variety of expertise. Talk it out with BetterHelp.
And our listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/Zarna. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/Zarna. Check it out now.
I think you let me talk for myself, or
Okay.
I'll just stay shut. Because if you're gonna contradict me on everything that I
Okay,
say
so
for
then
myself,
explain to them what your plan is.
forget about what my plan is. He asked me a specific question.
Yeah.
That when you had us, were you thinking at that time if there will be extra pairs of hands for the family and for my own upliftment, right? That's the question he asked. Am I correct, Bridge?
Yes.
Is that and answer is absolutely unequivocally no. Now, how life may have turned out thereafter is a whole different matter. But at the time of having them, that's not what I thought.
What did you
Is
think?
that unfair? I thought What?
Go
What,
ahead.
Zarna?
No,
What?
go ahead. Go ahead. What did you think? Zoya's asking.
Oh, at the time, it was just an idea of having to see how the product of your mother and I would look like, and to expand sort of the
What?
family.
You're
It's an
making it sound
idea
like a
that
lab experiment.
no, no, lab experiment. But to just have a family, because the idea of having a family is a good one, and it creates a very sort of, it brings it's an idea of having several people who come together and enjoy each other as a family, and that was the idea, to expand the Garg name, if you will. But I certainly wasn't thinking there, making however amount of money I was making at the time, that these kids will help me when they grow up into expanding me. That's not what I was thinking by any stretch.
I have a question also. Do you think that having a family is an active effort, or do you think it's like passive? It would just exist irrespective.
What does that mean? Zoe, explain a little bit more.
So I feel like when I hear about stories of how you and your brother grew up, it felt like there was no like intensity of like, we have to do family dinner and we have to go on family walk. You know how we do that as a family, which is a very active effort to hang out as a family, right?
No, that you're right. It wasn't
So
like that. Now,
what do you
it was
think
a
there's a
middle class
difference?
Indian family, right?
Yeah.
Where, in a small town with simple issues of electricity and water, and like things that sort of just grate on you and create like a struggle of just living all the time, right? So
Right.
in an environment like that, to expect that there will be family time of dinner at evening, I mean, the right comparison is not a good comparison, I
Yeah.
think, in my opinion.
I
But
agree with you.
having said that, even in that environment, I'm sure there were Indian families that raised kids differently and in a more kind of family time way. And no, yes, you're right. Now, my brother and I, we're very close today as grown-up men, and sort of very involved with each other's families, right? As you know, he's very involved with you guys wherever he can be. My brother is. So it's different today. But no, we did not grow up that way.
I think I want to go back to the investment piece. Kids as an investment. So Mom and I wrote a op-ed that we released that went viral on Instagram. I mean, it got millions and millions of views. Motherhood, basically the return on investment of motherhood. And I never really got to say my point of view on it because of reasons. And I believe that the reason why children of immigrants are so successful is because they see what their parents did as an investment. Like, I actually think that is the key reason why immigrant kids tend to be very successful. They tend to be very disciplined because they don't see what their parents did as just some, like they did it selflessly. Like they did it and we don't need to think about them anymore. We're here now. That's what I think.
Also, I'm just like, I've been like a model of restraint right now, but I have to say something here.
Do you just call yourself a model of
I
restraint?
have. I've been holding my thoughts back.
She has
because
been. I mean,
your
Why
dad
don't you
is-
why don't you just start your sentence after that remark? Why do you need to make that remark?
Because I
prior
have
to
to
making
applaud
it?
myself because nobody else in this room will.
I have to.
Your dad saying, I never thought about it and blah, blah, blah. Like, that is symptomatic of how he thinks of life and I think of life. He doesn't think he has to defensively plan for any eventuality ever. And I'm always thinking 20, 30 years ahead. We were poor immigrants living in America by ourselves, arrived with no money, and we got even more broke, if it was possible, getting all these degrees that we got, right? I could foresee a future where it is not all peaches and sunshine. And like in that case, what happens? In that case, what happens? The fact that he didn't think about it when you guys were birthed is not indicative of the fact that he didn't it subconsciously expect it or at least at the very least hope for it. The fact is that today we build a family business with you guys working in it. That is a fact.
But
Now,
also-
I'm the bad guy because I openly reinforce the fact that you guys need to work with us and help us. And he gets to be the good guy there and be
I'm
like,
not trying
well,
to be
I don't
good
really
guy or
need
bad
it.
guy.
No, but
I'm just
also-
telling you my state of mind when they were born, which is a long time
But
ago.
your state of mind has never accounted for things going wrong in life, which they do all the time. Indian parents think about this because every Indian parent is preparing for the apocalypse like I am. You came into America with like this extremely optimistic, hopeful version where nothing will ever go wrong. And then the minute you get slapped in life, as life happens, and am a world champion in being slapped around, like you see that you need some seeds that you planted that are going to give you some shade. Otherwise, you have nothing.
Wait, one other thing though I think is interesting. I just finished Mom's book. It was the first time I was able to actually read it. I know Veer's reading it. I know Bridge is almost done with it. And it's really hard as a kid to read your mom's story when it was that intense, right? Because it lays out every injustice, every, cruel experience that she had to go through to bring us here. So if anyone was basically intense about what we're doing now, I mean, I think just reading the book leveled up that intensity at least 10 times for me. I can't speak for Bridge and Veer, but they're nodding their heads. I'm sure it feels the same way for them. Now, one thing I learned though is because you were raised by people who had family businesses, despite, how complex your dad is as a character and what he did to you was so unfathomable. But you saw that as an example of how money can be made at really high levels. And sometimes I wonder, like with dad, you were not given that example growing up. So
No,
how
you're right.
could
I was always in a environment of people working either in the government or working in companies. That is
right.
correct.
So family businesses are built by family businesses, right? Like somebody has to take that charge in order for you to even believe that that's economically a possible solution to how you work with your kids. And so I think that's really interesting too, in how your guys' upbringing is informing ours.
Well, yeah, and I'm gonna restrain myself.
What are you
Bridge?
restraining yourself for now?
No, it's okay. Bridge, why are you nodding your head?
I disagree with this point. I thought she made a good point.
Okay, what do you disagree with?
I agree with her point. I
Oh, you
disagree
agree.
with her earlier point about how immigrant kids are so successful because they believe that their parents made such a sacrifice. I
So
don't
what do
think
you?
that
What
plays
is
a-
your take on that topic?
I don't think I disagree with that point. I don't think many, if at all, most immigrant kids are even thinking about the sacrifice their parents made, or even
Oh
then
my
maybe
God.
acknowledge it.
L
They
take.
just don't.
L
I think
take.
maybe they acknowledge it and understand it's true, but I don't think that's a driving factor in what makes them.
Why do
successful in life.
immigrant kids get STEM degrees? Why do immigrant
Because
kids
their
work
parents,
5
because
jobs?
they're immigrant, because the immigrant parents are so understanding of the sacrifice they made for themselves and are so scared of anything happening to the kids, their future, that they are pushing them in every facet of possibility to be able to become math students, to be able to become science students, to read textbooks when they're younger, to study when they're younger. Those kids, from the moment they're born, are studying until the day they get their first job or till
So
the
do
day
you think
whatever.
it's the upbringing? You don't think
I think it's the
actually
upbringing. I think
internal?
immigrant parents don't leave room for error with their kids. They don't think, okay, this kid has a possibility of playing tackle football. They don't think, okay, this kid can do this or that. They think this
How
kid
come
is
you
going to
always
study.
end up at tackle football by the end of every
Because
argument?
it was such a
Because
sore
immigrant-
point.
The fact that we saved him from breaking his head is going to be like the cross that I'm gonna have to die on.
Like
See,
literally every argument, Bridge, you end up at tackle football one way or the other.
Because it's what immigrant parents do. They don't let their kids do that. Do you guys want to know something? There is not a single Indian person who's ever played in an actual game in the NFL. Not
When your
one
mother
Indian
has
person.
a joke about how our kids are descendants of Gandhi. Do you know that joke?
Yeah, I mean, I know all of her jokes.
Just
I know
genetically,
all of
the kids are not big enough to play some of these sports.
But no, and it's not. We don't agree with it. Like that's why we're not playing these sports. A lot of things we don't agree with. I'm sure that there's not a single Indian who's speed skiing.
Okay,
Speed
Bridge,
skiing
do you
is
know
a
the
thing.
name
We
Brett
don't do
Favre?
Yeah, of course.
He made a YouTube video and he was asked the question as to how come your son, and he is the legend, right? Do you agree he's a legend?
Yes, he is. And
Can
he
you
said
can you
he-
frame it? Who is this guy?
He
He's a-
is. Go ahead.
he played quarterback position in football, and he's one of the greatest quarterbacks in history.
Okay.
Made a lot of money.
Much before Tom Brady, right? Much before Tom Brady came
Not
around.
much before, but before.
But before Tom Brady came around. And he was asked this question on YouTube in an interview as to how come your son, who showed inclination of being a football great, why did you not push him further to play professional football? And how did he answer that question, Bridge?
He said, I played football so that my kids don't have to.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. Yes.
Oh my god, that made
How-
me emotional.
How many times I've
I
told
shouldn't
Bridge,
even-
if you want to participate in a football, aspire to owning the team. Do not put yourself in harm's way. Like literally, he's wounded over the fact that we didn't let him play and we actually saved him. And this is after you've broken more bones than anybody else in this family. Just
I've broken
walking
2
around.
bones. You guys act like I've broken my entire body.
No,
And the
broken
nose.
2
One one of
bones,
them
you've
was your
broken
nose,
the
bitch. Your
nose,
face
and
could
the
have been
nose.
destroyed forever.
Yes,
The
over
nose-
that was after the tackle period, but fine.
And the nose was, I'm not gonna say it, but was connected
And it's
to
still
football.
not fixed, by the way, the nose. Do you
Yeah,
agree?
we're still getting
Yeah.
surgeries on it, and you still are like, well, I could have played football. It's like the bad boyfriend that will never leave your life.
Period.
Mom, have you ever
That has
heard the
nothing-
quote
okay,
"chase your dreams"?
The point that I was trying to make is that immigrant parents do not leave room for error with their kids.
That's
and
right.
that leads to immigrant kids becoming successful. It's not some sort of outside. I don't personally believe that immigrant kids, especially with the ones that I know, are thinking, oh, my parents made such an ultimate sacrifice for me. I need to do something special.
I don't agree.
It's just
I mean,
the way they were raised.
You know what? Maybe it's the girls. I feel like I feel like the daughters of immigrant parents, every single one I've ever met, is so intense about especially their mom's sacrifices, because I think immigrant families have to be like, they have to make sacrifices in a lot of ways. So like when dad was going to work and I was growing up watching mom raise us like she would run a business, I constantly did in the back of my mind think, why is it that she has to be like this and like she can't do anything else except for like be so intense about all these different things? She had no time to herself. And I think I'm just saying this because I
know.
do
I'm
think
just
it's
no.
important.
I hear your point. I agree with your point.
I think
also
I think daughters take on the stresses of their moms.
And I think that in our family, it's a little bit different because personally, and this is just a personal take, I think that mom has been a little bit emotionally damaging towards you, Didi. And now you are like in the state of.
What do you mean by that? Can you explain that a little bit, Bridge?
I mean, over the years, mom has, gotten very upset with Didi over things she never should have. She didn't give her like full credit and responsibility towards a couple of things. She now does 100%. But I believe as an innocent bystander in all of this, that Didi had a lot more, I would say, like scrutiny, and whenever mom was upset, because Didi was also her best friend, she was also her like, I don't want to say dummy, like punching dummy, but I would say kind of more like she let out all of her stresses within conversation on Didi, which then took away from a lot of the other things Didi was doing and just generally. So I think
But
that
that's
you may see
also
it a
one of
little
the
bit more.
But that's one of the responsibilities. That is
Yeah,
one
I
of the
agree.
responsibilities.
No, I agree. I think that's a large reason why.
This episode should be titled "Mom was a model of restraint," because I'm not gonna react to the highly inflammatory statement that Brit just made. The shots didn't get fired. A whole nuclear bomb got dropped on me.
Wait,
And-
Mom,
and
that
okay.
is a little timely.
Okay, the little tiny.
It is tiny.
Oh God. Veer, where do you stand on this? I mean, where do you stand on this debate between your brother and your sister?
I think that I agree with Didi. I think that immigrant kids feel some pressure from the fact that their parents made so much sacrifice that, like, I think that I agree with Didi. I agree with Didi's point.
Do you feel that pressure? I mean, you're 13 now. Do you feel any such pressure?
I feel pressure to pay back mom.
Yes.
And dad. I feel pressure
Yeah.
to pay back mom and dad.
I feel pressure to pay back mom and dad.
Payback in what way? What do you
Money.
mean?
Money.
Like cash.
Money. Yeah.
Green bills.
Cash in the bank.
I never felt that
Do
pressure.
you
towards my
see
parents.
this? Do you see the injustice of my life? Do you see this?
What
Your
did we
dad-
say that could possibly upset you?
Your dad did not have to do anything for you guys except for go to his job, which he did seriously, and I've credited him for it my whole life with him. He gets to sit here and say, I don't expect anything. I never wanted anything. I gave birth to you guys just for the love of it. And then when the time to pay back comes, all the kids, I feel pressure to pay back dad. Why don't you just be like, Dad, you? I don't owe you anything.
I said I feel pressure
Thank
to pay
you.
back mom.
Thank you.
How could we
Thank you.
not feel
This
pressure for
wrong.
paying back dad when for 20 years he
Okay,
supported our
Bridge.
family?
I will release you of that pressure for me.
Hello, namaste. I'm so excited to share that this episode is brought to you by the RealReal, the best place to shop authenticated, pre-loved luxury clothes, bags, watches, and so much more.
The RealReal is my favorite place to scour for a good deal. They drop 10,000 new items every single day at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. so you don't ever want to miss a new item that comes live.
And we've sold stuff there too. A lot of times I have beautiful stuff that I was holding for her, but then she acted up and I go straight to RealReal and I sell it because why not make some money?
And more than that, I've gotten my best event outfits for prom and for graduation and for red carpet events from the RealReal. RealReal is the world's largest and most trusted resource for authenticated luxury resale. With thousands of new arrivals daily, no one does resale like the RealReal.
And now get $25 off your first purchase when you go to therealreal.com/Zarna, all lowercase. That's therealreal.com/Zarna to get your $25 off. Start shopping now at therealreal.com/Zarna, all lowercase.
I said I feel pressure
Thank
to pay
you.
back mom.
Thank you.
How could
Thank
we
you.
not feel
This
pressure for
one-
paying back dad when for 20 years he
Okay,
supported our
Bridge,
family?
I will release you of that pressure for me.
But it's not
Oh
about
my
releasing it.
God,
This is just
he's
a-
literally
I don't-
playing the
I
long
don't
game
even
right now.
feel-
He's
I
literally
feel-
playing games. You guys are getting played in real time.
I feel
cannot believe
half-
how dumb you people are.
half
Dear
pressure.
Bridge, Zoya, you should not feel any pressure of any kind monetarily to pay me $1.
I don't
Okay,
know
wait,
for
hold
me
on.
if it's pressure or rather just a goal. One of my goals in
If
life
it's a
is
goal,
to be able
taking
to
care
be-
of yourself should be the goal and your future family.
But you can have multiple goals, right? One of my major goals in life, I would say high up there in my priority of goals, is to pay back or at least impress you guys and give you guys a bunch of money and some sort of facet of that way. Like either you can call it however you guys want, pressure, goal, ambition, whatever it is. But that's like one of the things I want to do.
Yes,
And,
and I
and also,
agree
I
with
want to
it.
point out, Mom, did you not have your kids in from a loving place?
I did 100%, and I bored myself into having you guys. But you have to understand that having kids is a literally it's not just life changing, it's life gutting event for the person who has the kids, for the couple that meant. And I knew, see, he can sit here and say anything because he didn't overthink all of it, but I did. I knew that meant we will not take a vacation for decades. I knew that we will not have, like, the amount of sacrifices I don't even want to get into, but those are things that we did with love. And also for our own life, for our own family. I wanted a strong Zarna family. And I did everything. I made every move to make that happen. I made every move to make sure that every birthday we were together, every holiday we were together, everything meant something as a family. Right now, today, as adults, it's easy to be like, well, we did that. Do you know how many years of my life I dragged you guys down Lexington Avenue crying, weeping, screaming, while every white and black person in New York is looking at me like I'm killing you guys just to go to a Bollywood movie so you feel like you're part of a culture?
Okay, so I have a
Yeah.
question then. Do you regret it?
No, I don't regret it. I would do it all over again. And even though I don't want to take care of your kids, sorry, bleep the F word out. I don't want to take care of your kids. I will drag them too to watch Bollywood movies to the nearest Bal Vihar. Do you know how many Bal Vihar sessions I was standing outside the building with Bridge and Zoya throwing themselves on we don't want to go inside, and literally I had to throw lollipops at them to just shut up so I don't get arrested and get inside the building. Do you know the trauma that comes from doing that every weekend after weekend, based on nothing but belief that this is going to be worth something when you're grown up? Nothing. There's no payback for it. Do you know who taught you? 3 of you know how to swim. 3 of you could be competitive swimmers. Which parent and which person believed that was a life skill that
Do
I
you
will
have
not let?
resentment toward dad that he didn't do more of the
No,
childbearing?
because he did work very hard, and he does work very hard, and for that, and I knew that raising the Zarna family the way I wanted it, at least I'm very open about it, is a 2-person effort.
And
Just
also,
like
guys, I just want you to know, I don't carry guilt from that period for not having, because I really was working the best.
Yeah.
And as an immigrant, single parent working, right? We were not
Yeah.
a 2-income family at
Yeah.
the time. In a competitive New York market, which as you boys and girls grow up and participate in professional work of any kind, entrepreneurial or otherwise, I'm sure you're already seeing that for yourself as well. And now compound that with being an immigrant where you're working for a green card. And I just want to point out that our green cards got done in a few months because of the kind of work I did.
Yeah.
Just not to take credit for something random, but there's this extraordinary ability route that we qualified for and got green cards in such a short period of time that is unprecedented.
And this was literally decades ago. I mean, this is now such a contentious thing. I know in the Bay Area, there's all these different routes through venture funding and all these different things to get this exact.
That didn't exist at
But
the
that
time,
didn't
right?
exist. I know. That's what I'm
We
saying.
got green cards the way Roger Federer, if he wanted to get a green card, would, right? If he
Yeah.
wanted
Yeah.
to
And
abandon his...
I've always acknowledged that. So I don't have any resentment. We worked really, really hard and separated the responsibilities to build the life that we have. And Bridge, those sacrifices are real. Just so you know, right now you're upset about tackle football. If you choose to have all these multiple kids,
I
that
didn't
you-
even say I was upset, by the way.
No, okay, well, we know you're upset about it. But if you choose to have kids the way you think you want to have kids, there's a very real state of the world where, forget tackle football, you will never be able to eat the Greek yogurt that you love, or you will not have the time to go to the gym that you love so much. Those are the real everyday things that you lose when you're a parent.
Yeah.
And that's why the birth rate declining across the board, across the world, is for that reason. That
Yeah.
every person today is like, am I capable of making that sack? Like the yoga class that Zoya loves, and the bridge, weird, the things that you guys love, those are the first things to go when you become a parent.
Yeah.
You become so exhausted and you become so consumed by your everyday responsibilities that before you know it, 20-30 pounds of weight just shows up on your body because you're depressed out of your mind, and eating is the only thing. There's a reason why weight became an issue. The food and all is a real thing in America, but equally as much was the loneliness of building this culture of nuclear family.
Yeah. Mom,
Well-
you're on it, dude.
I'm not.
This
I'm
is-
a model of restraint this episode.
What?
I'm not gonna
How
restrain
can you-
myself. So,
Okay.
like, knowing all that, do you guys
Yeah.
do you guys get excited at the thought of having kids and a family? Do you get scared? Do you get
I'm
nervous?
super nervous. Like, I do feel like there are people coming out of college who are engaged to be married. And
I mean, the biological clock is real, right?
the biological clock is real, and I actually don't mean to underestimate it. I think having kids is super important to me. And I will have a kid one way or another by the time I'm 30. That is, like, for me, what's
Or
gonna
you can
happen.
always freeze eggs.
What
That's
is
a
what is
legitimate
what is
option.
one way or another mean?
Like, I'll have kids
What is
on my
another?
own.
There's no having.
I'll have kids on my own. I'll have a sperm donor or something.
Yeah, a lot of women do that these days. It's
I
not
mean,
like
listen, Mindy did it. She has 3 kids. There's no father. I mean, she did it, and she's living the life of her dreams, and she didn't wait around. I mean, I do think not waiting around for a guy and not waiting around for the ideal
I
scenario.
personally think that, like, as a man and as a people in this society, the one thing you always have to respect is a woman's time.
Whoa.
Whoa,
What?
what?
Like, you
How is
have
that
to
really-
respect a woman's time, how they spend their days, what they're doing every day, the time they have in the year, the amount of years that they perceive they have to be able to have children. You can't waste it and be like, oh, we can put this off till later, we can have kids later. It should be very respected to the
Are
woman's
you
time.
trying to
because they-
tell us something, Bridge, that we don't want to know?
Yeah, it feels like you're about to tell us you're about to have a kid.
Yeah. Are you?
Bridge.
Do you not agree? Like, women are
Well,
have
this
it
is
so
the
much
whole
more on their
issue
mind.
of men dating women and being like, I don't know if we're gonna get married,
Yeah.
basically.
Any
You're
man,
Yeah,
touching
that's
on
what I'm
that.
saying.
any man who disrespects a woman's time it's not a red flag. What's
That's
bigger
what I
than
said,
a red flag? He's red. The whole thing is red. Walk away from it right now.
He is a red person.
Because if he doesn't understand that a woman is working against a clock, then he's out. And Bridge, I appreciate that you learned that from me.
I think
Okay, great.
I might have contributed, but it's fine. Anyways.
Okay, well,
um,
anyways, my point, back to the kid question. I am 100,000% excited to have kids. I want to have kids before I'm 25, if possible.
What?
I want to
What?
have kids. Everyone in this family and outside knows that I love working with younger children. I've done it my whole life. I've helped, especially younger boys, but even younger girls now. They play sports and everything. When I was growing up, younger girls weren't really playing sports as competitively as, like, Didi was or other girls around me. But now they do. I would love to be able to just... I love playing with kids. I love helping them get stronger, helping them learn new material with math and science. I don't know if Via remembers when he was younger, before anyone else was tutoring him, I was tutoring him.
Multiplication.
Yeah, and I also helped him grow with sports. I love helping children and working with them. I'm very excited to have kids. And I
I'm
want
excited.
many. I want
I'm
many. I
excited
want
to have-
7+.
Well, you need a lot of
What?
money if you want to have kids. I'm just saying
Seven
that.
plus kids.
It's
Seven
okay.
plus.
People say that. People say that.
People
So
need
it's
to
okay.
stop saying stuff because that's
It's okay.
literally
That's
an
okay.
injustice.
But that's
no,
okay.
it's
Are you serious
literally-
when you say that?
No, 7+ is a joke. I want 3 kids. I want the same
Okay.
layout we have. I want the oldest
that was
girl,
like-
and then I want 2 boys.
Yeah. You want the
I don't
oldest
think
girl?
you can't control that.
Oldest girl like is like
I mean, these days you can control that, right? You can.
I don't
No,
think
you
I don't
cannot
think there's a
control
way to
that.
control that.
oldest girl is something that is like the most important thing, and I really hope and pray that that's like my.
Yeah, I know.
circumstance.
Eldest daughter does a lot for a family. It really does. That's why I really only want to date a guy with a sister, but that's, the bar gets lower and lower.
I'm super excited to have kids.
Veer, you're excited to have kids, you said?
Because one thing is that dad coming from India, like no shade to you at all, but like
To
a lot
who?
of our hobbies to dad, a lot of our hobbies are different because I grew up as an American child, whereas he grew up in India, where like a lot of things were different. So me growing up in America with a kid growing up in America, I'll be able to share like a lot of interests with them, and they'll have my perspective on that, and I'll be able to do things with them that I wasn't able to do with dad,
Like what? You can do math with him.
like sports.
No, nobody cares about the sports.
I think he's talking about American sports, football, basketball, which is
Oh,
really.
okay. Just watch the sport. Like, don't get connected
I mean,
to the
honestly,
sport.
I threw a ball around with dad a lot.
Sports
when
are
I was
the
growing up.
3 most. The sports are a top 3 most important thing for a child to go through. 100%.
To play, yes. I'm telling you, it is a mistake to get caught up in watching it to the level. Sports have brought down men in America. You want to play sports and be physically active, I'm all for it, for the safe sports, not tackle football. But to watch sports for hours and hours on end, that is how men in America have declined.
I know you're right. Veer,
One thing, no,
Veer,
no,
me and you-
no,
Veer,
no,
Veer,
no.
Me and you have to agree based off what mom said that we're not watching Game 7 tonight. Like we can't. It's bringing down people. We can't do that.
Mom, one thing that you don't understand is that in order to be involved in these communities of sports as a child, you have to watch them too.
No.
Yeah. Also, to excel in sports, the best way to excel in sports is to watch. You watch comedians all the time, right? You study other comedians, how they
Yeah.
do it, their mannerisms, their crowd work. It's the same thing with sports. If you want to excel in sports, you have to watch them at the professional level. What are their habits? What are they doing differently than everyone else? That's how you get better at your craft. For any business,
I'm so
entrepreneurs
conflicted on
look at
sports.
freaking Gary Vee and other people all the time on how they did it. What was their path? What were the habits they built to get it done? That's why there's a whole debate right now, public, about whether waking up at 6 a.m. and going to the gym and getting all the solid habits in are even important. Because at the high level, all the successful entrepreneurs always say there is no world in where they could have done that. There was no world in where they could have woken up at 6 a.m., went to the gym, had like a gallon of water every day. I'm doing it currently, and even I can admit that I would never be able to do this within like an extreme time constrained lifestyle. There's no way.
I think I'm very conflicted because this is the same question actually, Bridge, that you asked at the Instagram, the Meta safety event, right? Where it was like, because it's like he was saying that I want to limit my little brother's screen time, which admittedly is already pretty low. Like he's very, very.
It's not pretty low.
It's not.
It is
pretty low.
not pretty
It's-
low.
it-
I
it could
promise
be-
you, it's
it
not
could be
pretty
lower.
low.
It's
It
like
could
the
be
highest
lower.
it's ever been.
It could be
Okay.
way lower. It could be
It
much
could
lower.
Much lower. But Bridge asked, like, how do I do that if his way of participating in conversations with his friends is sending each other memes and reels and different things? And that's true. And that's the same thing with sports. It's the same thing with social media. It's the same thing with anything. And I don't know what the solution is because it's definitely unhealthy as well. Like there's so much evidence to support that there is no difference actually in the way that the Romans watch gladiator battles and the way that people watch sports. No, I'm serious. They've mimicked a lot of different techniques that the Romans did in those Colosseums all those years ago. No, I'm serious. This
No,
is
I said
actually
yes.
the thing.
I agree with you.
Look, this
You're
is a
100%
never-ending
right.
debate. This is a never-ending debate. But the
How did we
bottom
get
line
here?
on whether or not we regret having kids. Shut up. Do you have a bottom line on whether or not we regret having kids?
Yes, I don't have zero regrets at having
Okay,
kids. And I'm
so-
really glad we had a third kid.
And
'cause
wait,
Okay.
it's good
I
to have
have
a young kid.
You have said otherwise. I regret having kids.
The third.
what were you gonna say?
How is that something that you needed to specify? Like, were you gonna say I regret having Zoya and not Veer, but also maybe
I almost
Bridge?
wish you guys had a 4th kid.
Oh, of course.
my
Oh,
Lord.
okay.
I mean,
This
mom
would've
does
been-
not have a
As we can
career.
see, this topic is gonna
Wait,
go on.
Mom.
Yes.
I have one last question. Didi, do you want kids, and how many? If
Yes,
you do.
I want kids. I want 3 kids.
Okay. And Veer,
Yes.
how
I want-
many?
I don't know whether I want 1 or 3.
Okay.
What?
All right. Well, okay.
You're definitely not
As-
getting one.
As you can see, what do you mean you're not getting one?
Like, I would not allow him as the uncle. Like, you need to have a sibling. A sibling is
Getting
more
is
important
so
than anything
ridiculous.
else.
Like, do
Oh,
your
that-
One is
that's a
ridic-
whole another
Only
debate.
child is insane, but okay.
That's a
I think
whole-
only child end up developing into very interesting people.
Yeah,
Oh,
no, I'm
oh
not
my
denying that they're existent and that they can do things. I'm just saying it's a lot. I mean, only childs themselves say all the
Who
time
do you
that they
know
would
who's
love
an
to have
only child?
siblings.
Wait, do you know someone?
I have friends that are only child. Yeah.
Okay,
It's just
this debate is going to be endless. As you can see, there are threads and threads and threads, and we're gonna keep pulling on them. I hope you've enjoyed this episode of Do You Regret Having Kids, which my crazy, twisted followers wanted us to discuss whether we have regrets.
I don't think anyone requested that but you.
No,
I'm pretty sure you were the one.
No,
Sometimes
okay, I'm pleading the fifth on this, but there were many, many, many millions of requests of this topic, and I do nothing but honor my people's
She sounds
requests.
so much like that one guy.
Which one? Okay, whatever. and as we end every episode with a round of good grades with Garg, so too we will end this episode with that round where each Garg assigns another Garg an A grade based on who brought the winning moment of this episode, the iconic moment, the entertaining moment, the emotional moment. So who wants to go first?
I am giving my A grade to Mom. You killed it.
Oh
You killed it.
Weird, what is that? Like, you don't agree?
no! I'm
Mom,
just
this
saying.
is why why do you have to
No,
make
because
these small
he's like,
comments
"Ooh,"
that acknowledge
like,
yourself?
What is that supposed to mean? Like, I think
You
he
always
agrees-
complain
is
about
a
not
rare-
getting one. You just got one.
Yeah. And it's rare for you to get one.
It's yeah, it almost felt like a pity. Like,
Oh my god.
Dude,
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
never
Okay.
giving you one again. if
I
you're
am
gonna-
100% undoubtedly giving this A grade to Mom.
Yeah.
I think that she deserved it this episode. She made some great monologues, some great points. If we go outside this podcast, it would still not even be close. But inside this podcast, because we're doing A grades for the podcast episode itself, even then she wins because she had some great points.
thank you. Thank
All
you.
right, I'll give my A grade to Bridge for his comment about 7 kids. I thought it was really cute.
That was triggering to me.
Yeah, I know. It kind of just shook everybody.
Yeah, but fine.
Veer, do you have an A grade?
I want to give my A grade. Yeah, Mom, I'm gonna give you my A grade.
No, now it's feeling like a whole pity.
Oh my god,
party
Mom,
for
can you
Mom.
just accept
What?
it? Just be
No,
quiet and
no,
accept
It's
it.
not
No,
feeling
it's
real at all.
actually,
I
like-
need, like, it doesn't feel inspired. It feels
Okay,
more
okay,
like,
okay,
You
okay.
know what? This is honestly why your law school professors probably didn't want to give you A's. Because you probably started negotiating, being
Okay,
like,
matter of
why
fact,
did you give me this
matter
A?
of fact, I'm giving my A grade to Dad because I think that his perspective on not having to repay him is really interesting in comparison to Mom.
Yeah,
Oh,
honestly,
okay.
that's so true.
Yeah, I like that too. I think.
I will give my A grade very, very reluctantly and with extreme prejudice to Shalab, because the
Extreme
truth
prejudice.
is that he believes that you guys don't owe him anything. And I can attest to that. He truly believes it. We fight about it all the time. I think he's wrong for believing it, to be clear. But he does really believe that. And we can't wait to hear what you guys think, our listeners, our viewers. Our world is exploding, our world is growing. Bring your friends, bring your family, tag your kids, ask them, are they gonna have kids when they grow up? Ask your parents, do they regret having you? Get those difficult conversations out in the mainstream, and let's make it all happen together. Thank you so much for tuning in. Until we meet again, everybody say bye.
Bye.
Bye.